Hey guys, let us understand how to make a basic application non-managed environment with Hibernate. Okay, so I'll just do what here. I will make a one item bin and I'll try to map this item bin, I mean item poso class with item table which will in my database. So what I'll do here, I'll just say new. I'll create a Java project and here I'll give a first Hibernate for item. Okay, first Hibernate for item, and then I say next. I'll finish it. So you can see this, there's nothing till now in this project. I'll create a one package here, new, and I'll say com dot example package. Okay, finish. So one package has been created. Now I'll create a one poso class. So let us say class here, and class name is item. Okay, finish it here. So an item class has been created here, right, in the package. Now next I'll do what here, I'll just say private integer item id. Okay, item id, and then again I'll take a private string item name. Again I'll say private integer quantity. Okay, I can say item quantity or quantity anything. Now, so we have added some properties for item bin. So I just write one comment here that item bin here, and this is the item property. Okay, and I will say here item methods, right? And now I'll go here, right click, and I'll say source. I just right click source and then say generate setter and getter method for the item id, quantity or item name, and then say okay here. So you can see this uh, get item id, right? This comment has been done. I'll just go up here and I'll just write the comment here. So this is my comment. So these are the property and methods: get item id, set item id, get name, set name, get quantity, and set quantity, right? So we have added this bin. So my bin is ready, item bin. Save this bin, close it. Now next part is we'll add Hibernate capabilities. But before adding Hibernate capabilities, we'll go to the database. So let us create one database now. Just open your MySQL client terminal. I just have a password here. So I'll create a database here. create database hype, okay, or inventory, okay, because item is there now. So let us say item table, we are having something sales table. So let us talk about the inventory now, or I'll just say inventory. Yeah, so it's created now. Now I say use inventory, right? Now I'll create a table. So create table item. It could be any name. It's not like the win name, whatever we are having, the same name should have. But if you have a same, it's good. So let us have a item details table. Okay, item details table. And I'll open here and I'll say I have a item ID, right? And this is my int and primary key. Okay, and then I have a item name, and this item name is what? It is a varchar, say it is a 20 size, and then I have a quantity which is again integer, okay, and I say here engine equal to inodv, okay, semicolon. So table has been created. Now I'll say here select star from item details. So there is no record in my table, right? Let us try to persist this bean object to this table here. How we'll do? Let us see this. So I'll go to first my clips. If you click it here, you will get a list of some options. So this is a my clips Java enterprise which is currently you are working with, and then come back to the my clips database explorer. So here there's a list of connections. You can click here, right, new, and then give a name here, driver name, that Isaac MySQL a driver, okay, any name you can give here. So and then it is asking for the connections URL. What kind of database you are using, just select it from here. So we are using MySQL, we'll select MySQL here, MySQL connector, right? So here JDBC colon MySQL colon slash slash means we have to pass it here a localhost slash localhost colon 3306, and then say slash, what was my database name? Can you tell me? It was inventory, right? Inventory. Username is root. My password is admin. Now I will say here, drivers, we have to add the jar file here. So I just say add jar. So I have a mysql.jar file. You can download from the net also. It is taken here. Now you can test your driver, enter your password, and then say here admin. Okay, it's saying connection successful. You just take and confirm. If you want to save password, just click it here, or it is not required. Just say next. Display the selected schema. Or you just say add here a root. sorry, it's admin. Okay, so these are the database we are having. Look, let us say we want to only for inventory. We'll go for inventory database. Okay, so if you select saying display all the schema, you will get all the databases here, right? And then you just say finish. Now if you click it here, I just say admin here, save password, open. Okay, now you just click and drag it. So if you can see here, you are finding that inventory database only, right? If you click it here, you are finding the tables, and that table is what? Item details, right? If you want to view the records, or you can add new tables, all we can do it here. So we have created one driver, and the driver name is Isaac MySQL driver, right? Now I'll go back to the our Java or MySQL Java Enterprise. I can just click here and just click here. So we are coming back to our project now. Now we'll click right and say my clips add Hibernate capabilities. So it will add you one capabilities to your project, that is the Hibernate capabilities. You can select the versions what you're looking for. Just check this one. So by default it has been checked. Click next. Source, click next here, and just check the drivers. Your driver was Isaac MySQL driver, right? So it is taking from your drivers which you have created, and then say next. And what is the package you have? So com.example package I have. If it is not there, you have to create it new. And this is your Hibernate session factory class, and just click it finish here. So if you can see the source code of your Hibernate configuration file, there's a Hibernate configuration tag in your XML file, and open Hibernate configuration, close Hibernate connect configuration. In between you have to write session factory. So this session factory will use a property that is the root username. URL is my JDBC clone MySQL. This is inventory. Dialect is I am using MySQL dialect because for MySQL server. And this is the profile which you have created for the MySQL. And password is admin. And this is my driver class, that com.mysql.driver. So this is the one property we are having. Okay. So we have done with configuration. Come back again to the configuration now. If you can see this part, here you can say add. Now you can select here HBM to dll.auto, and here you say create. Then this guy will do what? It will create the table. If it is there, it will drop and recreate. So what we'll do, we'll say update. Okay, and then click OK here. So it has been added. Now I can add more properties. Let us say so mysql, so underscore SQL, and just write here true and click OK here. So this property will show you the query which has been created by the Hibernate. So we have added these two properties. Now the next target which we have to make a HTM file which I have not created. So we'll go to here in our package, and we'll just say right click, or any other location also is fine. New XML file, right? So we can select XML file, XML advanced and all. Yeah. Shall we try from other? Anything is fine. you can just select from here general, it is not there, my clips, Hibernate. So here you are having like Hibernate session factory, Hibernate configuration file, right? So you can create your Hibernate configuration file from here if you want to add another configuration and all. But we are looking for HTM file, mapping file, right? So we have to create a simple XML file here. If we take this, it is no use of that. So let us make a simple XML basic template file. Okay, say next. Give a name of file. What you want? You want item.xml. That's fine. Or you can give item.hbm.xml. Right? Any name is fine. Next, just say finish now. I don't want to add more here. So this is my HBM file. Now here you can write here one root tag here, okay, and the tag is Hibernate mapping. Okay, you have to use Hibernate mapping tag, and in the configuration we are having Hibernate configuration, right? So Hibernate hyphen mapping, okay, and then close Hibernate mapping. In between you have to use the whole property. If you're looking for some of the DTD for this mapping file, so you just go to somewhere and just copy your DTD. Okay, I just paste it here. So this I have done Hibernate mapping. Next what we have to do, we have to open a class here. Okay, so we have to give a class, and then we have to say inside the class we have to give whole property. Now inside that we'll say name equal to what is the class name we are having. Just give item here, right? And what table you want, and what is the table exactly there, right? So we'll say here for item bin we have a item details table, right? If you can see and confirm the table name here, the table name is the item details, correct? Yeah. Now this class, the DTD is telling that it is having some another sub tag, that is property. So inside the class you can use property here. What is a property you have? So remember this item name. What are the property we're having? Item ID, item name, and quantity, right? So that property you have to include here, that item ID. Okay, and again same, you can take another property and say here item name, again add another property and tell here quantity. Okay, so we have added this property. If you're looking for some ID generator, if you remember, this property item ID is not my normal ID, it is a primary key, and I want a auto number generated for that. So what we'll do, we'll write here ID. Okay, open close ID. Inside that ID just write the name, what ID you have, and that is the item ID, right? and then what is the column name? Column name is the same, right? So column equal to, here you are having, there also I have a item ID, if you remember, item ID. Done. So this property I will remove from here because this is not a normal property I have. And if you're looking for auto number generation, so then inside that you just go here and write here generator. That generator class equal to what? We can say native identity, or I can say here increment. Okay, this is, so because auto increment we are using here, so ID will automatically generate it. uh, there's one more thing we are having, that if you are looking for the same column name, you need not to give that, otherwise you can write here column equal to. So what is a column in that table? Same item name, right? What is the, for the quantity, same I have, it is a quantity. If it is a different column name, you can write the different column name. That column will be created if it is a HTM 2 ddl dot auto is create, so that column will get created. So I'm done with mapping here, right? But this configuration, how will this guy will understand that this is a mapping file for item? So you just go back to the configuration, and inside that come to the mapping part, and then here add source com.example dot, this is my HTM file, and just say okay. Once you are saying add, and if you go to the resource, see this property has been added and mapping resource has been added, that I have in com example item dot hbm dot xml file. So I am done with mapping, I am done with bean, right? And I am done with configurations. What is next? Now we'll make a one client class which will use this bean and send to the database by using Hibernate. So let us create a new class here, and the class name is here, consider, I just give a item or inventory client, say inventory client. I just say inventory client. Okay, this will have a main method, right? And then say finish. Okay, what will do in this? Here we will write configuration. So we have to configure our, we have to obtain our configuration first, or before obtaining the configuration, let us create object of the bean. So I have an item, let us say uh, I bean, okay, something like that, equal to new item, and then I'll say I bean dot set what, set name. So I have a product, like let us say there's a Park Avenue, Park Avenue, right? And then say semicolon. Again I'll say I win dot set quantity. I have a say 50 quantity. Okay, I'll not give the item ID because it is automatic generated, so automatically it should come 1, right? Now next what we have to do, we have to write a configuration and import this package. Okay, so you have to use configuration org hibernate.cfg. Okay, so it has been imported here, you can see here, and then say hibernate configuration, say config or something equal to new configuration. Okay, dot configure. It will configure from which. So if you're having this file hibernate.cfg.xml, it will take automatically. If it is some other name, just pass the name .xml file, something like that. So I'm using the hibernate.cfg, so it will take automatically. So no need to write any XML file here. So we have obtained the configuration now, and from the configuration we'll create a one session factory here. So I'll say here session factory. It is in org hibernate package, and I'll just say session factory sf equal to config dot build session factory. Okay, first option semicolon. So it will create one session factory from this configuration. With the help of this session factory, we'll get the session. I'll say here session ss equal to sf dot open session. Open session. Now we have got the session, right? Again we have to import the session here. Just say control spacebar and click here session dot org dot hibernate. So session will come from org hibernate. You can see here. Now if you want to explore the more package and all, you can just click here and you can understand the hibernate 3.jar here. Here I have a hibernate org hibernate. So all the classes here we are having. If you can look here, we are having session, session factory, session exception, right? All these classes are here. I hope you understood this. So jar file is a hibernate 3.jar. Okay, now next duty is what here. So we have opened the session. This session will help you to do all this job. So session dot save you can do, session dot load you can do. Okay, session dot create criteria. You can find all the criteria and everything, right? So you can delete the records, you can load the records, you can send the records, all we can do. So session dot will say here save, right? Save. What save? I bean. This is my object. So this bean I am sending to the Hibernate, and Hibernate will take this bean and send data back to the our database. But before doing this transaction, you have to take a transaction object. So transaction, I'll just say org hibernate transaction tran equal to, from that session I'll say here ss dot get or begin transaction. Sorry, I'll just say here begin transaction. So if I have a begin transaction, then only I can say save. I can fire the query and all. I mean this IBean I can send to the Hibernate, and then finally I can do here tran dot commit. Then only it will go here. So tran dot rollback, tran dot commit. You can try. Okay. So it has been done now. So transaction has been committed. Or you can also write like transaction dot tran dot get transaction dot commit. Also you can do that. So let us make this only commit, and now we want to close the session. So ss dot flush. So we are flushing the connection and ss dot close. Okay, and I'll say semicolon here. Okay, just a minute. So I'll tell you here what we can do now. ss dot close. The connection has been closed now. So I'm ready with this file now. So we have made one class which is having main method. Okay, and with the help of this we'll try to run this application now. We'll come back to our application. Now what we'll do here, we'll just say save and try to run now. So we'll right click and I'll say run as Java application, right? So we are getting some error. I'll just see what is the error here we are getting. So class not found exception item. Okay, so we'll go to the HTM file. Okay, and we have written just item, so there we have to write fully qualified class name. Okay, if you have not written as a fully qualified class name here, then here just write that what package you are using. So package equal to what package you are having, look it now, com dot example, correct? Yes, now save it. Once again we'll go back to here and just say run as Java application. So it has been done successfully here, that select maximum item ID and all, and this is the query which has been optimized query and which has been fired by the Hibernate here. Now you can come back here and we'll say select a star from item details. So we have got the records, right? Similarly, once again I'll go here and I just say here another record I have fonts and quantity is 30. I just say run as Java application. Okay, so you can see this another record has been inserted. We'll go back to here and say, so I'm getting the another records, right? So that is the way to implement Hibernate with a non-managed environment application. So that's all.